while Misha can be anchoring in this bush, aggressive in this bush, defensive in this bush, or on the point capping.
Does tilt at its core?
5v4, what if I just flanked and hit a God Mosh?
So I go body check, I go indomitable, which is my unstoppable. I go into the fray, which is my save for allied heroes. I go
Hello! It is I, your host, Salvaje, with our next CCS Masterclass with our wonderful guest, Breakwood. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing good. And you?
I'm doing very well. So today's topic is the untold story of Breakwood. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about yourself and your career with Heroes of the Storm. Like, where'd you start playing and how are you doing now?
Oh, I started playing in beta, back in beta, when I was. It was my first MOBA. I was a World of Warcraft player before, and I was really bad, and all my friends too. But I really loved the game, so I kept playing it, and I just managed to grow and get better. And at what point, I think I was diamond, low diamond, I don't know. I did Heroes of the Dorm, so that was my first competitive experience. And after that, I want to do that always. So I started playing with different teams. And as soon as CCL start, I was like, oh, I can do that. Let's go. So that's my story.
Yeah, not only could you do it, you're the first woman ever to get drafted in Heroes of the Storm CCL hosted by Heroes Hearth, even though it's only 2 seasons, but still, you're the first one ever. So that must feel awesome to be the first person to be able to participate in that. We did see that 30K had you on for, some scrims, and unfortunately they did have to let you go. And for the trade of Fury.
Yeah.
So we would have loved to see you do so much more, but tell us a little bit of your untold story. How did that all go? How did that all go down?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that because I think mental health is really important, and mine was not doing good after CCL season one. So I want to just tell how I managed to come back from that, and how I approach season two with a better mentality. Um, because for season one, I was pretty much really hype during the preseason phase and trying to get in, and uh, I didn't see any really hate, like many, just one comments here and there that I should stop trying. But in, out of that, mostly it was supportive and it was nice. So when I was draft, I was watching the draft with a bunch of friends, and it was so hype. It was really nice to see all in the chat the nice comments, even though I still managed to see the little ones that was marketing pick and all that. And I mean, it was fine until I received some hate in my DMs on Twitter. Um, some during a few weeks, I would say, telling me that I was stealing a spot for someone else, blah blah blah, because I was pretty much unknown and I was low master too. So people was like, she doesn't deserve it. Someone else should have been there. It's a marketing pick because somehow I'm so popular. I don't know. um, so this was really hurtful for me because I was confident, and that just told me some doubt in myself. And before picking me, I thought about that with Udal because it was something like being a woman drafted, uh, how I will deal with that. And we had a good talk on that, and I think he did a pretty good job to manage his chat too and BVJ too, and I had all that support, so it was fine. But the season started going, and the team wasn't doing really well, so I didn't participate to any scrims, and so I didn't play at all, and I was like on the side, not knowing really what I was doing there,
Hmm.
and the imposter syndrome just attacked me on a certain way with all the hate that I was receiving outside, and the fact that, oh no, we have a really big problem, and I don't think you are the solution, like kind of vibe. So
Yeah.
nobody was really talking to me because it's fine, they are trying to get that synergy together, but for me it was like, oh, I'm not good enough. What I'm doing here, and I started being really bad on myself because when the imposter syndrome hit me, I started to play less good because in in houses, I was not sure to even go because I didn't think I would deserve a spot, and I didn't want to I don't know, lower the standard of the game, so I didn't really participate to any before in season one. And when I was on stream on like without stream with the coaching Tuesday or something like that. I don't remember the day really, but I think it was on Tuesday. Um, every time I was about to do a play, I was overthinking it because I didn't
Hmm.
want to make mistakes to prove that I was not on the. I was really not a good player. Like every mistake was I don't know the
And like
word, but
hit you 10 times harder. Like if you made a mistake, there was more weight to that mistake versus
yeah.
someone else doing it.
Hmm.
And with the imposter syndrome, it's tough when you have so many people in your DMs hammering that into your mentality. So it's not even to the fact where, say you're a boss and you just feel underqualified. You have people constantly hammering it into you, saying you're unqualified and you can't. Now you have this burden of proving yourself versus just learning how to play the game and getting better at it at a competitive level like CCL. Now you
Hmm.
have all these eyes on you. What is she gonna do? Oh, she made a mistake. See, I told you. I see that. So, but how did you combat that? How did you take that mentality and twist it for season two?
Yeah, well, it started after being dropped. Being released was almost like a relief for me. Like I didn't have that burden anymore. Okay, bring someone else in, and I will be doing academy team on the dark, and nobody will see. It's fine. But I still had that mentality of overthinking, and because I was overthinking every move, I was slower than I was supposed to be. So I was a worse player that I should be. So I was doing like the opposite of what I was there for because I wanted to grow as a player and be better. So, but after all that pressure and the academy team kind of fell apart because one player just stopped playing the game, so we had to find another one. Udal started to want to concentrate on being an organer, so two players was were done,
Mm.
and we had like 2 weeks to find two players and do the first tournament of the year with academy teams. I think it was
Was it with
January.
Chili Mountain? Or
Uh, I don't remember.
it was like a
I
winter thing. I know what you're
yeah,
talking about.
yeah, like the I don't really remember, but after that it was like meh, I don't know. We and after that the player that we had couldn't go do the storm division, and it was like at that point I used that as an excuse to just leave because for me I was just too toxic to myself to try to I need to show everybody that I do something because people are asking what I am doing and I'm doing anything nothing and I'm not improving myself. So um, I felt like too much anxiety, and I discovered that I didn't have any fun anymore. So what I did is just I left, and I went back to just play Aram with my friends, and playing Arams with my friends helped me so much to just enjoy the game again.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I was like, oh, what did I do? I just like lost my opportunity by being too like overthinking everything and trying to please people that I don't know and that don't really care about. Well, they care enough to DM me hateful things, but um, like they didn't really deserve to know what was going on with me. So I decided to just block everybody. You know, that was toxic to me. So I did that. I just blocked people on my DMs, and I just started to go back to the source of why I was doing it at the first place, like playing the game at the highest competitive level I can do. That's what I want to do. That's what I still want to do. And I decided to go back and try again for season 2. And that time, I was doing it for myself and myself only. Like, no matter who was supporting me or not, for me now it's okay. I just want to prove to myself that I can do it. And if I'm not draft, it's okay too. I will play at the highest level I can in Rose Lounge of NJ or NGS or whatever league
Mm-hmm.
is out there or tournament. And I will try to find a team with good players that wants to do the same. And we will see for the rest.
Absolutely. And I do want to get into kind of your strategy of how you're approaching getting better. Just from personal experience and scrimming against you, I've seen your hero pool has widened exponentially. Like before, your hero pool were mostly mages. We saw a lot when you were promoting it. But now we're seeing Maiev, we're seeing Genji, we're seeing Hanzo. I saw just the other day. Go into detail on how you're becoming a better player and what you're doing to get those heroes under your belt.
Yeah. Well, I asked a question to the Argus owner what they want. And I mean, I was already having a large hero pool in GGS. I feel like I can play anything on GGS. For me on this level, it's not that hard. I don't know. And I feel like if I'm confident enough to play all characters on this level, which one I can just bring back to higher level, and which one I enjoy the most, and which one I see other players play, and that works the best on certain comps. So I decided to transform myself on more flex player, and I enjoy Maiev and I enjoy Genji. So I start playing those Rayman, and I want to fight and be aggressive. So I started to play character that just define myself like that. And yeah, asking what was what people want to see on my roster. And okay, you want to see that? I will bring you that. So I start
Perfect.
practicing it, and it worked for against a couple of teams and a couple of teams not. But you know, in those tournaments, it was a big gap between the teams. You know, all experienced player together, all new players together, trying their best to bring at that level. But
Are you talking
sometimes,
about the free agent tournament
yeah,
for
yeah,
CCL? Oh, okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Like some scrims were really good, some scrims were half and half. And getting into the tournament, we had a big team and we did really bad. But it happens.
Hey,
We learn, you know.
that
And
that's very important. Is as much as you get beat down in those kind of tournaments, because we got beat down too. We both got
we
beat
did.
down. Um, it's really valuable to just see the difference in level. And heard that you brought up GGS as your kind of playground to try to see, oh, I can play this hero. I can play it at a semi-competitive level, because I do agree that I think GGS is lower than like in-house scrims for CCL, in regards to skill level. So when you were starting in GGS and playing in GGS, was there anything in regards to those little tournaments that you brought to the free agent tournament? I'll make it specific. I'll do it specific like that. Like anything from GGS, any heroes that you decided to bring out there, you're like, let me bring this to FA or the free agent tournament.
I wanted to do that with Valera,
But
but my
okay.
team didn't allow me. But the Valera plays, I tried to sneak Valera. I want to practice her and get really good at her, so I forced her there sometimes on SL, and even though I lose, I want to learn that character, and I think the best way to learn what is to play it at a certain level. So I'm doing that. I'm losing, but I'm doing that. And I learned from it, and I learned what she's good against and what she's bad against, and I do the same with Maiev. Maiev is better on a lot of circumstances, but I'm also a better Maiev player than Valera. My Valera is not on there yet, but I think she's not that far. I just need to bring her at the right moment now, but that's how
Hey, but
I
you gotta
learn a
practice
character.
it.
Yeah.
It's just like any other sport. You just gotta fail at it 100 times and be happy with your one success, and then it's gonna grow into more successes from there.
Yeah.
So we do have a question from Anaressa. Was there ever a point where you were able to reframe the meaning of getting hateful DMs? For example, as a mark of your own success or proving that people were scared enough of you succeeding that they felt they needed to intervene. How do you deal with them now? So it looks like this is 3 questions in one.
Yeah.
So for the
It's a
first
lot.
question, the first question was there a point where you were able to reframe the meaning of getting hateful DMs? How were you able to just turn that around?
Um, I just chose to ignore them, to be honest, but reframe that. I mean, the reason that I was receiving the hateful DMs, I guess, was that I don't know. I don't. I didn't reframe them really. I couldn't really explain that to myself. Uh, I don't know if I'm the only player that received it. I think I am, but again, I didn't tell anybody, so maybe others didn't tell too. Um, I guess I was the most known of the unknown, or the
Mhm.
most are they're underestimated too. That word was hard, but yeah. So I I just start to ignore them, and I think I kind of forget them and manage myself to tell myself that they were wrong, and I just didn't see the point at all of those names.
I see. And then how do you deal with them now? Are you still getting hateful messages now?
Oh no, because it was like I don't know, maybe 10 people. I don't. It was like the same people, so I blocked them, and now they're not there. So it's a minority of people. Um, it's kind of nobodies too. Like I don't
That was
really
gonna be
know
my
them.
question.
Yeah, yeah,
I was gonna be like, were
yeah.
they bigger names or were they just randoms that?
No, they were randoms. A little like the viewers of certain stream that I saw that sometimes um, at the first season, at the beginning of the first season, a lot of people was discussing draft, the draft of CCL in those streams, and some of the streamer uh, were like not picked at that moment. So their chat was mad about it, and
Hmm.
some of their viewers would bring that up, like, "Oh my God, you're not picked, but Breakwood was." Like it's clearly a marketing pick or whatever because their favorite streamer wasn't picked, but but it was me that was the target most of the time when I saw those, and mostly the streamers were really nice. I mean, one of them was really nice on his answer, and he defended me right away and just just stopped in his chat. Others would say nothing, so I think the opinion is there. It's but so some of them I stopped following. Like, okay, it's fine.
Mhm.
I guess. I guess you don't like me. That's that's sad. But most of the streamer that I was looking up to, uh, were impressed by my exhibition match at that time. So it was more comforting to me, and that, oh, this, I'm looking up this player, and this player think that no, I was not a marketing pick, and I deserve my place, and they're not mad because I am picking not them. So that was helping me a lot.
Good.
So I had some support. I had some ignore because they don't want in being clipped also. Um, I think the majority was fine. It's just that when you receive a lot of DMs, even though it's a minority, the minority is loud, and they just enter your your head, even though they're only 10, it's fine. They're only 10, but the 10 are really loud, and they repeat to you. And the fact that I was released and everything, like, was confirming them that they were right, and I was not, and what.
You're
So
only human, and the
yeah,
negative always screams louder than whatever positive
hmm,
comes in. Because you had an entire GGS org supporting you,
yeah,
like
yeah, I
because,
had.
because
I mean,
you
I
got
had an
drafted.
army with me. I could have just told those names, and I think it was over for them. But I'm not that kind of person. That's
Hmm.
why I don't want to say names. I just want to, like, if the negativity is near you, just erase it. Like, I mean, those people are not worth it, and you don't want that kind of people to your fans anyway. So
Hmm.
just like them, and I think it's the best decision I did.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have another question here from Cryonics. This is more of a general question. If you could change one thing about Heroes of the Storm, what would it be?
Change one thing. Uh, I don't know. Bringing back a GC does count. uh, More content. Uh, I would
Sounds
want.
like you want
the-
developers.
Yeah, I want developers. That's all. I want patch notes and meta that can change a few times along the way, and I just want the that to be like it was before. More diversity in the picks, and being able to play a lot of characters and not only one OP hero.
What do you mean? Faustet is great right now. What
Bugs
do you
fixed.
mean? The
Bugs
bug is
fixed too.
fixed. Okay, moving on to the next one. Um, we have a question from the dwarf underscore GG. Which university did you play for in Heroes of the Dorm? And how did it go for you guys?
Oh, it was University of Montreal, and it was in fact with Zadie. I think a lot of people know her too, and Mr. Christie, and I made like my in real life friends there. Since we were at the same university, we started to see each other, so that was really a nice experience, and we did pretty great. And even though we were like low diamond people, and Christy was gold at that time too. Um, yeah,
Nice.
yeah, and we did top 6-4, I think. Um, so we had like $60, I think, something like that, per players, as a, and we were cast twice into the Facebook watch of Heroes of the Dorm. So yeah, that experience was really nice too. So yeah.
Hey, Facebook was a big thing back then. Like
Yeah.
live streaming was big. What year was it? What year was it again that you participated in dorms?
Oh, 2017 was the
Okay, yeah.
year, I think.
Yeah, it was I think it was
Like
16 and
the
17
second one, or
and 18. I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know how many they had. Okay, moving on to the next question. This is going to be from Silverbell. Did you ever feel like you were struggling to improve at HOTS, or did it feel like it came naturally to you? This is when you first started playing in Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, when I first played, um, at that time it was rank 50 to rank 1, and I was placed rank 50. So I did struggle, but I did made it to rank 1. But I think preseason was like 2 years long. I don't know. It was really a long time
Mm-hmm.
during beta. I think it came kind of naturally. Um, I don't know how I did that. I just started playing with, and I think by knowing more and more better player and playing with them, I start just to improve myself too. And I've been diamond for a long time after preseason. I was like low diamond, pretty much low diamond a few season, and after I think I did a LAN ETS that was a LAN in Montreal after Heroes of the Dorm, and there were a lot of master at that time that was French Canadian, and I started to know them in real life first, and after that, it just bring me into their games, and I learned a lot from them. So I start grinding like that. I think just by playing with better people, it just naturally comes to learn from them.
Yeah, and they're able to guide you as well. They're able to let you know when
Hmm.
you are doing something that's a
Yeah.
little bad. And they say, hey, you got to work on your positioning and whatnot. So that answers that. And then Anoressa is here with the next one. How do you decide which hero you want to work up next?
um. Well, for value rights because I like the character. I like her, and I start to saw her played by good Valira player, and I was like, oh, she has potential. Let's do that. So I just go with what I like to play, my play style a lot, and like I said before, what the right now what the some organizers wants to see too. Uh, like I know I need to work on my div a lot, and I'm working on it, but I'm not ready to bring it to Storm League at all. But I'm working on it on the side. I'm watching Medivh players play to see when to portal, when to give vision. Yeah, and for me, it's really a complex character. I don't know, it just doesn't enter my brain. But I'm working on it. I will be a Medivh player sometimes, someday. Um, but yeah, I think. But at first, I just played the character I loved, so that's why my Tyrande is so high level. She's still my highest level heroes, even though I didn't play her in a while. I started playing Tyrande just because of the lore, because
Oh,
I
yeah, because you
played
came from
Tyrande.
WoW.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and because I played Tyrande in Warcraft 3. Um, it was just my favorite character and still is. And after that, yeah, if I like the character, I'm tend to go for it. And if I don't like it, I don't want to. I don't know. I'm like sometimes I'm just I, like I don't want to play Kel'Thuzad because it doesn't talk to
Click.
me the way. Yeah, it
Like-
doesn't click. It just doesn't click. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
That happens. There's
But
like, I think there's
yeah,
like 3 Kel'Thuzad players. Don't worry. There's like
yeah.
3
I
of
mean,
them.
it's fine. It's fine. It's not yet, so I'm okay.
This is a fun question from Ewok Thor. How did you react when you had a fan create a team with your name in it in Heroes Lounge?
Okay.
And please let us know what the name of that team is.
Yeah, the name of the team is Breakwood Only Fans. Breakwood's Only Fans. And that's the name of the Discord too that my friends are in. It's not my Discord, but it's by default my Discord because it's named Breakwood Only Fans. But I'm not admin on it. It's Just Mr. Christina did that. Um, it started as a joke, but I think the day after the joke, Zadie was just sending me the logo of Breakwood OnlyFans, and it was confirmed on Heroes Lounge that that was the team. So I did react with a lot of laugh, but every time, because I did sub in that team a few times, and every time I was a little shy about it, like ah! And there was always a little joke from the other team, and it was nice. I mean, it's just funny, but I was like, no, I don't have any OnlyFans. It's not my idea, please. So,
What
but
are
the
friends
Discord is
for?
still name, yeah. But it was friends. It's not fans. It's it's not really hardcore fans. It's it's a joke between friends.
Your friends are your hardcore fans. They're your best
Yeah,
friends.
I guess.
On to the next question from Retired Hero. Can you speak to your experiences with coaching and what you have found helpful for you and what you hope you could have been better? And what
uh,
team are you coaching actually? Because I actually don't know.
yeah, I'm coaching the ICC Queens. So it's the Ice Crown Citadel Queen from the Ice Crown Citadel Esport. It's a team of women, 5 women playing, and I really enjoy coaching. That's I don't know. I didn't know when they asked me. I wasn't sure if I would be good at it, but well, I guess I'm not that bad because they are always happy with it, and I think it's when you coach a team, you just realize a lot of things when you watch their replays and you analyze um a lot of what they could have done better. And I think it just helps yourself to analyze the game on another with another eye, and it helped with the overall macro. Like, oh, you should do that instead. And I think when I play the game now, I'm more I have more that analysis doing. I don't know. It's like doing being faster in my head what to do. Like before, I wasn't really. Oh, we could do that. We could do that. And so I started listening to my proper advice of okay, you decide something fast and you do it, and after that you will know if it was good or not. But if it's a call, you do it as a team, and after that you will see. And I started to have that mentality when I played you. Um, did I answer the question?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead
Okay.
and branch off of that as
um,
well. On the flip side, how was it when you were coached, or are you being coached now by any other players right now helping you out, or what were your experiences being coached?
um, my very first experience being coached was by Tiger JK. Um, when I started the game at when we started the team after Heroes of the Dawn, we started a team named Montreal Style Bagel.
Mhm.
And the first season it was like Division 2. I joined I think the season after, I'm not sure. And we were in Division 1 of Heroes Lounge. And we played against a team that Tiger GK subbed in. And after the game, he followed me on Twitter and he DM me what a what a freak. WTF? You are
What?
good players.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, I didn't
I thought you
know.
said he called you a freak. I was like, wait,
No,
what?
no, no. You're good players. What a health player. Who are you? You have a great potential because I mean their team wrecked us. We did lose bad, but we did good good fights, and I think one wasn't prepared for that. And he just tell me, by the way, I do coach, and I was like, oh, nice of you to say. And he coaches us for free. In fact, he just he saw potential in us, and he said that he wanted more good players into the game. So he started to watch replay with us, and it was really, really helpful. It was the first time for me to watch replays with someone that actually had that much knowledge of the game, and he was doing it pretty well. I mean, I know he was really kind of uh, telling us all our mistakes and what we should have done better. And he did that a couple of times. And I managed to ask him for another team too that I was to, the Careless Badgers, to watch a replay with him. And he accepts. He just, yeah, I'll do it. It's fine. So he was the really first big players that like um, tell me that I had potential, that I could be really good, and he is the reason why I was accepted in the in-house Discord too. He vouched for me, uh, so so yeah, I think it changed a little bit of the way I was thinking about the game and how competitive I could become too. So it was a really great experience for me to coach by that player.
Awesome. Was there any other experiences in regards to coaching that you've had since then?
Uh, Not really. I did some reviews with Goon, helped me to develop a little bit, and Udal did try to coach me, but it wasn't really the same because he was playing with me, and I didn't
Mm.
feel like it was like a coaching session, more that a duo queuing, even
Mm-hmm.
though it did bring up some things, but I didn't felt like it was real coaching, like with Tiger G King in example. It wasn't that bad, but I didn't feel like I learned that much than looking at replays and all that. But we did when I was looking at the scrims of 30K. I think it was helpful too to see their mistake and discussing how they play. I think that helped me to see more of the highest level mentality of the game too. So yeah.
I see. No, thank you so much for answering that. So on the next one, this is from Wits and Hots. How can we, the Heroes of the Storm community members, recognize and support CCL hopefuls that might be targeted like you were?
Uh, I don't know. Just by balancing the fact that I mean the GGS community did help me a lot because the support was insane, and it was a lot of people supporting me, and uh, I mean just feeling that you believe in them and that they're good, and you think that they deserve a chance. I think it's the best way to do that. To just be the voice that they need to hear to maybe um, encourage them to continue.
Yeah, maybe drown out those negative DMs
Yeah,
that you got, drown them out by just pumping them with positivity
yeah,
and
hype
getting
them.
them hype. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Next question is from Dyson Spear. We all know that Salvaje's hero's crush is Diva. I hate Diva, by the way. Do you also have a favorite hero that you would date? This is a bit of a fun question.
Oh my god, a hero that I would date. Uh, I don't know. I think Tracer. She's hype. She's
Oh,
fun. Yeah.
she has left. Okay.
She's love. That kind of people.
Oh, that was awesome. And Crush Native, this is a comment. It's not a question. I saw almost no one actually promoting themselves effectively for CCL Season 1 except for Breakwood. So, to branch off of this a little bit, because I do want to get into it before we start wrapping things up, what was your strategy when you were promoting yourself, and what got you motivated to do that? Because you made a whole video, a highlight video. You were doing things that other CCL players were just creating their first Twitter account. So what was your plan, or how are you going about that when you were promoting yourself?
I didn't have any plan, but I knew that I didn't have the highest points in masters. I wasn't on stream really. I mean, the people that know me wasn't the organ, like the organizer didn't know me at all, and I had to put myself out there. So I found out that the best way to do so was to just show them uh, who I was, and that's how I did the first I like reels that just repeated my names over and over again, again on this highlight reels, and to show them that um, people was telling my name when I was cast, and that I did great plays, and I wanted them to remember that my name too, and to the who's that? Who's that person? And I wanted to show them also my roster. I think I did like a picture with my roster on it. It was Kyle Ferguson that helped me with that because I'm not good at montage, but he did it for me. And just and I can play that too. And I did a second one. I just wanted to be known and like okay, now that you know me, scout me, like watch everything you can on what I play or where I am, and do your decision after that. So with that, I did 3 different interview that I just picked their curiosity. I think see who was that person
Hmm.
that really want to be in CCL but didn't do anything before that. So and in the
Yeah.
interview, like I did mention Heroes of the Dorm and Heroes Lounge and NGS and the fact that I was pushing myself to do the IS level I could do and click with some of the organizers. They liked it.
It got you picked. It got you
Yeah,
picked.
it got me pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Now to start closing things off, the final question. Let's see. I am going to ask you. Oh my gosh, I had it and I'm totally blanking right now.
Okay.
um.
Take your time.
So as you were promoting, okay, what are your plans for season 2? That's where I was going with that. So now we did all the promoting, we did everything for season 1. We're not seeing as much promotion for season 2, and we have the draft coming up. What were you doing to prepare for season 2? And what do you think is going to be the draft results? Do you think you're going to get picked, or how do you want to go about that?
Well, I did one I liked reels, but I didn't want to promote myself that much because the organers knew me now. I was not as unknown that I was before. So I am not unknown. I mean, now they most of them know. I think, well, all of them. I think who I am. Maybe one org doesn't, but well, whatever. um, and I just talked to the. I mean, I reached out to those that I was interested to play with, and for the others, I mean, if they were not interested at that point, I didn't have see any points on convincing them. I mean, I want to play in CCL, but I want to be like I want to be in a team that believes in me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to push it too hard now. That my name is there. They know how to scout. I did a lot of in-houses this time. This time I was confident enough to just go in-house discard, and I was picked by some players, and I did enjoy the in-house, and I still enjoy doing in-houses. I think the players are really nice, and um, it wasn't as scary as I thought it was before. I mean, that word isn't that far away from me that I think it was. For me, I don't know if it's scary or not, but yeah, I feel more at my place now when I play with those players, and I know that I'm accepted by most of them too. Uh, I earn some of respect, I think, and I think it was deserved. I think that I did prove myself to some of them, and I mean, with Bahamut Gaming doing all the work for the scout, doing all the casting, I think that if a scout wanted to see me, they knew how. And I did talk to some orcs. I don't know how it will become tomorrow. There's a slight chance for me. Maybe not. I don't know what I can say or not, but
Mhm.
there's a chance that I'm not draft two, and it's fine. I know my position in the spirit of some manager, and I feel comfortable with that. And I will cross fingers for some things to happen so I can be drafted on maybe a main roster this time. So we'll see. We'll see.
That'd
Uh,
be fabulous. Yeah, and
yeah.
we all hope, I'm sure everyone here would hope to see it too. Real quick, one last thing. If you're not drafted for CCO, what are your plans? Are you going to be possibly joining an academy team? You don't have to say which org, but do you have plans to continue playing at a professional level with an academy team?
I will play the highest level I can. I don't know if it will be with an academy team or not, but it will be at the highest I can. If if it's not with an academy team, I will find players that wants to play high level too, and we will play where we can. I know
Perfect.
it's really I don't say a lot in that, but yeah, I will still be playing, and you will still see me on stream every there, and I will apply to GGS again. I
We
will
miss
be
you. We
back
miss you
there.
at
Yeah.
GGS.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. So go ahead and give us your shout outs. Let us know where we can find you and where we can see you.
Well, shoutouts to you, awesome host. It was a
Thanks.
pleasure to talk with you tonight. And you can find me on Twitter as Breakwood with 2 zeros, and same on Twitch. And that's about it.
And again, thank you so much for coming on to the show. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, Breakwood. We always hit it off so well. And next, we are going to be going for our 5-minute intermission. Up next is going to be Ramadi MC on the topic of competitive coping science. So be sure to stay tuned for then. And thank you again, Breakwood, for showing up.
Thank you for having me.